Hi, this is Silver Fox A, and this is a project that I have initiated to help or probably say a certain set of content to the open source community where they can get the infrastructure and server related details on their own, which I learned over these past few years. If you are in sync with my idea of helping the open source community, please do subscribe my channel. It will motivate me to add more content. Okay, this is playlist that I've started on top of Android. Basically how you can create Android app, and we'll take up a project that is creating a messenger app, so that you know what are the steps then required, and probably while we're developing a messenger app you will understand most of the important features. So we'll integrate something like Firebase for the real-time behavior. We'll have this list adapters, recycler view, and all constraint layers, few of the new set of libraries that Android has provided as an Android SDK, and all those sort of stuffs. Okay, go down to developer.android.com and click on Android Studio on top. That will show you this screen where it'll be like they'll brief you what is Android Studio, and this is basically an IDE using which you can develop Android app. But this is not the only thing. But this is uh, one product that is really good, right? And once you're done installing, right, they'll ask you to download this SDK and few other stuffs. You probably have to complete the entire process. Once you're here, let's say you have done all the steps, you are here, so you'll see start new project, and you have open existing project, and this is import. That is, let's say you have Eclipse project, you can probably import that Eclipse project. It will convert it to let's say Gradle project, and then importing certain code or else previous library. And once you do create new, that will highlight you this. You probably want to add a application name. So let's say for us it's messenger name. Now we have a company, so we probably add the URL that becomes a package. Okay, after this here we need to specify what we want, right? We want phone and tablet app for this particular this thing, and I'll be going off with 16 because most of the libraries that you will be using, they require minimum 16. Even Facebook, they restricted it to 16 max, sorry, min. Okay, and okay, this is instant app run, but if we want that our SDK version must be more than 23, so we'll opt out of that for the time being. And once you're done with that, that will show you our dummy templates or probably pre-built templates. We'll go with the empty one, but you can check out a few other set of stuff that they have provided predefined, so that you don't have to go ahead and do it on your own, right? You can probably pick one of these from here. Okay, now let's just start off with the empty activity. That will just create a layout and a basic class. Okay, so let's say I'm happy with the name of the class, basically the activity, and the other stuffs. So once you hit that, it will Gradle will build up the file and do basic set of configurations. Okay, so it gave me this error that says result version of for app 26.1.0 and test step is that. Okay, let's just check our project config. What you can do is okay, before I like I'll brief you entire structure, but before that let's just try to get the error sorted, because Android Studio is really massive when you are just starting up. But once the project is set up, then everything works smooth. But then again, here and there you'll have breakdowns. You probably have to go to Stack Overflow and get it sorted. Okay, first what we'll do is we'll come down to this Gradle file application level, and we'll just see let's configure few things here. Okay, click on this project structure, and then that will navigate to this folder window. Select the build version, maybe maximum for the time being. Let's select let's say one of these, and not that. Go to the source compatibility, select the latest one. That's the Java compatibility version. Okay, and the compiled SDK version. Once that is set, click on OK. Let Gradle compile or build. We change the target version to the latest one and let it finish. Gradle is still syncing. Okay, we still have this error. So what I did was I just googled and went to this Stack Overflow. I got this error resolved, isn't this? Okay, So I probably had to define this content. It was having the dependency conflicts. But in short, if you face any trouble, just put it on Stack Overflow. You'll get a number of answers given by open source community. And if you need any of the features, go down to GitHub, right? It'll get literally every single thing that you can probably think of as a library. So it's already built. So you need not do it from scratch until and unless it's required. You can probably take one of the plugins and add it to here. We'll do few of those things so you're clear on how to get it done. Okay, now I'll brief you the structure, how our Android structure looks like, project structure. So let's say this is the entire project. Okay, one is app part, one is Gradle scripts. We'll come to Gradle script later, but for the time being, let's concentrate on the app. So app, you have a manifest. So that's basically a file which keeps track of what all are the pages or the activities that you have on your app, and say the package name by which your app is getting displayed to the entire world. So Google Play Store takes this package as a unique attribute. Now this is the application, and under that you have activity. Activity is nothing but a page, but then again it's an activity, it's not just a class. Okay, now this particular activity has an intent filter, says it's a launcher class. That means this is the one that will get displayed on the first attempt. Then there's a round icon and the icon. Round icon is something that came from Oreo onwards, right? Oreo has this round icon needs to be displayed. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. Android Studio did it really easy for us to get it sorted. So if you go to this resource folder, that is RES, within that you see MIP map, right? Right click anywhere. Okay, so it has all these icons configured. Now you need not go ahead and do a Photoshop and get a cropped image. That entirely Android Studio will take care. So come down to this image asset and click or select one of select the first one, that is a launcher icon. This one is a legacy one. Okay, the previous icon that we used to use, but you have to opt for the newer one that takes care of the legacy icon plus the new icon. Okay, now once you select the image, then you can like resize it based on your requirement and do a next. Once that is done, Android Studio will override whatever the icons that you have specified. Okay, we'll come to the resource directory. Okay, now after that you have something called Java. Okay, the first one is a file, and then you'll see Android test and test. Okay, so forget those two directories or the packages. Now here you'll see in and then messenger. Okay, that's because we created the package in such a manner. Okay, that is our package attribute is something like this, madgeek.in.messenger. Now if you compact, okay, you'll get to see that way. So if there's no file, it will kind of collapse together. Now main activity, this is an activity class that extends app compact activity, right? That's one of the activities that Android has specified. That's in their SDK. So we are utilizing all those features and probably the functionality aspects that are written on there. Now activity has a life cycle. So I won't cover everything in this. Probably in the next video I'll just walk you through. So on create is when we are creating the layout, then there's a create view created. So once the view has been created, then you have this resume, pause, you have destroy, start and stop, and few other set of life cycle, right? You probably want to go down to Android documentation and walk yourself through the steps or basically the life cycle of an activity. Okay, apart from that, there's one more thing you need to know, that is on back pressed. On back press is when you have a hardware button on Android devices and you click on it, you probably you can handle that request. Okay, it's totally you who is controlling the app. And what you can do is when someone clicks on the back, you can probably give a pop-up stating, do you want to close the app or do you want to exit this particular stuff, right? Okay, now the set content view is the part where you're linking your XML or the design part to your activity. Now activity is something like a controller and XML is the design element. Now, if you go to this layout under resource, that's the layout that gets stored on the particular directory. Okay, this is using constraint layout and this is, let's say, the text view. So there's two ways to design your XMLs. One is using text and one is design. So this is a new constraint layout toggle item that they gave. Constraint layout is a decent way to map your layouts. Previously we used to run through a lot of stack of linear layout, relative layout to get our UI done, but they made it easier using constraint layout where we need not have this is just probably you just drag and drop certain elements, and what you do is you just use this set of constraints, this dot circle dot, you get to see, right? So that means from the both the sides I'm dragging it. That means it should be aligned center, right? And if you do that, that basically takes the attributes, okay, like up how much it should be, and bottom what should be the margin. We'll come to that. Now here you can configure the id. Okay, if you go to the text view, you'll see the code has been written by the editor itself. Okay, all is altered. Okay, now what we'll do is we have this drawable, so all the image and every sort of things will reside here. So let's say the app logo or some random image that you want to put, you probably want to add in the drawables. Then you have map already discussed. Then within values you have colors, you have strings, and you have the style sheet. As and when we work, you will understand what it does. Colors is basically you're having all the color attributes that you'll be utilizing in one place. String is the same. Style is, let's say, some styling you want to customize, okay, that you can do it here. Now Gradle script, there's two layers. One is your project level and one is your app level. So if you click on this project, right, this one, then you'll see there's a folder called Android. Within that you have one Gradle, that is a project level Gradle, and there's something called app directory. Within that you have another that is called builder Gradle. There's two Gradle files. Okay, if you write something on this, the parent level or the project level, it means whatever the subdirectories or sublibraries you have, those can also access this. But when you're doing that, you need to ensure it doesn't conflict with the library. Now in this, we're including Google and the JCenter to get the libraries from them whatsoever, and there's this program. Okay, so this is like minification concept. Okay, we'll come to that. We have other setting files that you need not see right now. Now there's another thing, that is, let's say I want to run the app, right? But most of us might not have a physical device, or even if they have, they don't want to use it. Okay, so click on this icon. Okay, that's you're creating a virtual device. I have few already set up, but in case if you don't have, just click on create, select one of the devices that you want from the phone or the TV or the tablet, that you want. Select a OS. I would recommend going off with the one which has Google APIs installed. Okay, you'll see the Google API right next to it, right next to the target. Select one of these, whichever you want to test on. Click next, define a name so that you kind of classify what device, and probably just a naming system. Okay, it's totally up to you. Then click finish. I already have, so I won't do that. Then again, let's say you have created one of these. Okay, just okay, ensure that they have the Play Store installed. If not, then it makes it a bit difficult to test other set of apps, okay, which requires those set of services. Once that's done, click on play. That will initiate or start up the device. It's going to take time, so I'll just fast forward that. Once that's done, just click on this play icon, green play icon, that is equals to run. Then this is equals to debug. Okay, just and that's a Gradle build. Okay, run, select the device, the one that is active, so that will start the process. Okay, it's going to take time. There you go. If you liked what you just saw, or it is helpful for you in a manner, please do subscribe and keep following for more of this content. That will help me or probably that will encourage me to create more videos.